friends, welcome to Bookish Bliss, our virtual book club. Every week we will dig into a section of chapters in our favorite books. Let's get started.
Hey book besties, and welcome back to Bookish Bliss for episode 94. We have a lot to discuss today.
We are continuing our journey through Sarah J. Maas's tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, and this week it's all about chapters 33 to 39 of Empire of Storms only. So you don't have to read the entire book, but you do need to be caught up on the chapters we're covering because we are going full spoiler mode. Amanda, darling, what are you drinking tonight?
Good old ginger lime mule. I don't know where that accent came from.
I love it.
Yes. What are you drinking tonight, darling?
It's so funny. I was going to bring a ginger lime mule from my fridge because I finally bought some.
Wow.
But I was like rushing out the door because, as you can see, I am not in my normal location.
I know.
And I grabbed a bubbly instead. So it's kind of the same.
Sparkling water.
Still sparkling water.
Yeah.
Yes. So cheers to episode 94 of Bookish Bliss and part 7 of our tandem read. Cheers.
Cheers, darling.
So before we get started with the good stuff.
Yes, darling.
Let's do some bookish news.
That was cute.
I know.
Is that going to
stick?
It
just came to my head.
She's in a new environment and she has new ideas tonight.
There's new creative mojo going on in my brain.
Literally.
Because I'm sitting on a couch and not
in an uncomfortable
hard
chair.
Kitchen chair.
I'm so jealous, actually. I wish I was chilling on the couch. Next week, I'll be on the couch. Just know.
This couch is quite comfortable as well. So what did you read this week?
So I have read this week. We're trying to do 100. So we got to be on our game with books.
Yes. You said we had to read, 8 books a month, and at least 4 months we have to read 9.
Yeah, to get 100. I read When the Moon Hatched by Sarah
Did you like it?
A. Parker. I did like it, but it was very high fantasy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Sisters, mothers, brothers, cousins, friend, very confusing family line. And with the tandem read right now, I don't know if I was fully invested.
Too much.
Yeah. But there is a sequel coming out, and I will read the sequel. But so I read that, and then I started Filthy Rich Fae today, and I'm obsessed. Yes. I'm obsessed. It's so good. And it's 3 books. I'll probably plow through them. I love it.
Nice.
Yes. How about you, darling?
Oh, darling. I am still in a reading slump. I don't know what to do to get myself out of it. But I did finally finish Taurus Season by Bryn Weaver, which I was struggling through. It took me 2 months to read this book, and I was really sad because I super loved her Ruinous Love trilogy. So when she was coming out with a new trilogy, I obviously bought it the day it was released. And I just wasn't invested, was slightly disappointed, was skipping sex scenes, which is not like me.
The best parts, Megan.
I just literally was like, just to
What's
get
it going to take to get you out of this slump? You know
I don't know.
Is?
What?
Kingdom of Ash.
Yes.
Is that going to be what gets you out?
I mean, maybe, but I remember loving, it's not even it's a struggle to read the tandem read because I love this series.
Yeah, this is a good section too.
It's honestly the only books that I want to read.
Yeah.
But I obviously have other obligations and other books that I need to read.
Like our book club book.
I still haven't finished chapter 40, but I will have it done before our meeting tomorrow.
Yes, our meeting is tomorrow.
The last 2 book club books, which I do like this book, and I liked your pick as well, I still was last day finishing.
I know,
and
we need to get you out of this
why.
Slump. We got to get you out.
So my boyfriend suggested, so me and Amanda did the book challenge that we told you about last week. And so he's like, maybe read the book that's out of your comfort zone, which is the thriller, The Silent Patient, to see if that just reinvigorates something. And then I'll want to read another book with joy.
And happiness.
And happiness.
Instead of an obligation.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Maybe you should do 100 if you feel forced.
I don't feel forced to read
good.
100. I want to read more books this year.
Yeah, me too.
Because I normally love reading. I love being sucked in. Like, me and Amanda finished Good Spirits together on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I was literally crying.
Just bawling.
I was bawling my
I had
eyes
to give
out.
it 5 stars. I cried.
I did. I had to give it 5 stars because I cried. And I really thought that would have brought me back into my normal flow. But it has a little bit. Because I was able to finish tour season.
True.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of this year progresses.
I
But
think The Silent Patient will spark something. It's
yeah,
good.
I'm only on chapter like 3 or something because I was like, shoot, I need to read for this week's episode because we're behind because we were sick. And then I need to finish the book. So I had to put Silent Patient on hold, or I think I would have like actually like plowed through it because
it's
I
so good.
really liked the first couple of chapters. And I feel like lately, like even the first couple of chapters of a book have been like, ugh.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
good.
annoying.
It's fast paced too, but also sneaky. Like the twist is so good.
I'm excited. And then Emily, my friend, is reading Alchemized, and we're going to like buddy read it, I think.
Oh, nice.
So she texted me, which is not making me excited. She said, hold on.
Oh, no. I actually am on hold for it with Libby, and I think I'm going to listen to it and read it at the same time.
Yeah. She was like, I'm trying to read this book, and I feel like an illiterate idiot.
Oh,
and
no. That's why I need to listen.
She reads just as much as we do.
Yeah.
If not more than we read this year. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did see a girl on TikTok reading a passage from Alchemized. And I was like,
what was that?
Sounds like not English. And so she said, yeah, I've seen that once you read part 1 and part 2, you need to go back and read part 1 again because then you understand it more. And I'm like, great.
What?
I was like, I feel like that is not going to help my reading slump.
No. That's going to stick you in the grave. Your reading slump will become
I won't read anything the rest of the year.
Literally, she'll be done.
I'll be like, Megan is on hiatus except for podcast obligations.
Yeah, I feel like you need just like quick, fast-paced books, whether it's a thriller, a romance, a little witchy vibe, a little, I don't know. I feel like you just need something quick just to like spark you again.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully our discussion gets you at least excited to keep reading the Tandem read.
Yeah. I feel like I sound so sad. I'm like, yeah.
I know you do. But it's okay.
Russ was saying to me, he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, oh yeah, you're fine. I just feel like there's been so much going on between being sick and then my dad being sick and in the hospital and work stress and life stress. And I just feel like my head is in like 1,000 places that I don't even realize that I'm not being my normal self until like I'm being called out on it. So I don't know.
Well, we love you.
I'm just a sad gal.
We're going to have fun tonight.
Yes.
This episode is fun.
It is.
All Empire of Storms.
Yes.
And there's fucking crazy shit happening.
There's actual fucking.
Actual fucking.
Finally.
Yeah. Finally.
Since like what, book 2? Chapter. But there was just like fade to black in book 2.
I know.
I didn't want to go into too much detail in my summary, but I'll break it down after.
All right. Well, let's get started with the good stuff and break down the Tandem read part 7. We start with me and end with me tonight.
Oh, shoot. So spicy.
That's right, honey. Empire of Storms, chapter 33. Aelin and Rowan rushed to confront Rolf the moment they learned Erewhon's armada was speeding towards Eelway, moving faster than anything anyone had ever seen, leaving Marath 3 weeks earlier. Rolf had little information beyond a warning meant to keep ships away from the Avery, but Aelin suspected the attack was retaliation for Ilium and her taunts, and that Erewhon targeted Eelway because of her connection to Nehemia. With Erewhon now controlling everything south of the Avery except for this archipelago and already holding a foothold in the Dead End, Aelin demanded Rolf hand over his armada and fire lances and prepare to supply the Mycenaean fleet when it arrived. Rolf scoffed, insisting the Mycenaeans were a myth, but Aelin revealed she knew he was their heir and intended to call in the ancient debt owed to her bloodline. She also knew the Mycenaeans had been hiding in the Dead Islands and that Rolf had clawed his way back to power. As Aelin subtly released a thread of magic to keep it from consuming her, air quotes, Lysandra and Aedion arrived, already aware of the plan forming since Ilium. Dorian joined shortly after. When Rolf continued resisting, Aelin threatened to find someone else to ally with, even reminding him that she and Sam once toppled his territory and freed hundreds, just the two of them. Rolf insulted Sam, prompting Rowan to seize him by the throat. Before the confrontation escalated, the map tattooed on Rolf's hands turned black. The Valg were coming. Rolf accused Aelin of drawing them in, which she denied despite knowing it was true. She immediately ordered everyone to move toward a boat on the far side of the island. Dorian worried for the people of Skulls Bay, but Aelin assured him it wouldn't come to that. Rolf's men, realizing the danger, pressured him to reconsider, and he reluctantly agreed to Aelin's alliance, on the conditions that he be made admiral, gain control of all the islands, including Ilium, and be granted a lordship after the war. Aelin accepted, promising he could be Lord of Ilium or even King of the Archipelago, with Dorian also recognizing his title and his future heirs. Their handshake was a clash of fire and strength. Watching her, Dorian thought Aelin was utterly unhinged, in awe of how she used Rolf's fear of the Valg to corner him, how she revealed the Mycenaeans were real, and how she maneuvered an entire island's fate to secure what she needed to save them all. He realized he needed to become someone like her if he hoped to survive this war. Rolf then ordered his men to sail immediately. Aelin, Rowan, Lysandra, Fenris, and Gavriel boarded Rolf's ship, while Aedion headed to the watchtower to man the harpoon. Aelin told Dorian this was not a battle for a king. One of them had to survive, and handed him Damaris, instructing him to take the southern watchtower and use his magic to destroy any fleet that tried to cross the chains. Finally, she ordered Rolf to gather every iron chain left from his slave trading days. They would need them, because Aelin planned to sail straight into the enemy armada and blow them out of the water.
Hell yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. She does not give a fuck about Rolf. She's like, you are going to play my game, be on my side and do as I say, or there's no or.
Yeah. She's never really given Rolf a choice. She's like, this is how things are going to go, and you're going to agree to them.
Yeah, and he's like a stubborn child, but like eventually agrees.
Yes, he has to act like he has control. Yeah. I know. Don't even play about Sam.
I know. Even Rowan goes after him, grabs him by the throat when he mentions Sam.
As he should. No one insults Sam and gets away with it.
Yeah, he knows how affected Aelin is by Sam. Of course, yes. We all are.
Yes.
But we find out that Erewhon is targeting AOA because of the connection with Nehemia, or Aelin assumes it's because of her taunts, but like knows it's kind of aimed at her.
But I would think that Maeve is sailing there. They know the lock is there.
True.
Maybe Erewhon isn't going there because it's targeting
Nehemia. She's just thinking that.
But it's because of the lock.
True, but do they know about the lock?
I don't know if Maeve or Erewhon are aware of the lock, and honestly, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a coincidence that that's where the lock is, and that's where everybody is heading.
And literally, the marshes are like right in the middle of them too. Like, Maeve's coming in this way, Erewhon's right here, the marshes are here, and then we're going to come up.
Straight up the middle.
Crazy. Rolf eventually agrees to help. We are all boarding this ship. We find out the Mycenaeans are not a myth.
Not a myth.
And Rolf is their heir. And there's some ancient debt that they are owed Aelin's bloodline. What is this debt? Do we know?
Maybe for not coming to assist.
Oh.
10 years ago?
Maybe, yeah.
Or not maybe because she just saved the city from the Adarlan soldiers. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe we don't know what this debt is yet. Though. Yeah. So maybe it has something to do with Brannon.
Yeah, or Elena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I missed that or...
I'm trying to think back. I don't think we missed it, what it actually is.
Okay. Anyways, so there's some ancient debt that is owed here, but the Mycenaeans, are they going to show or not? They don't show up at all.
No, but maybe they will eventually now
Yeah.
that this has all happened.
Yeah, hopefully. So Aelin releases this magic and definitely attracts the Valk. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that on purpose, bitch. Yes, you did. And they all do. They all knew the plan. They were all
Yeah.
like,
She's gonna get her way one way or another. She tried to be nice about it.
yeah,
And you wanted to play hardball, so she's like, "Fine, we'll play hardball.
literally.
Let me bring the Valk here."
She's like, let me show you how much you need me as an ally.
Mhm.
Dorian, of course, is worried about the innocent people, the
Mhm.
good little boy king he is.
And I think because Rifthold was just attacked and
Yeah,
he couldn't do anything to save the innocent people in
true. Yeah. So
Rifthold,
he's
so
definitely
he's
feeling
still
guilty.
traumatized from that.
For sure. Do you think Rolf's going to be called Lord of Ilium or King of the Archipelagos?
He definitely is gonna take that king title, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm like, you want to be king or you want to be a lord?
They're very two different things.
I know. And I feel like Lord of Ilium is just one island, where King of the Archipelagos is.
Well, maybe because Ilium, I think it's a seaport, but I don't think it's an island. Like they used
Like a
that
coast.
town to sail to Skulls Bay. So I think he's going to
Oh,
be the king of this archipelago and then maybe just a lord within Terracin. I
maybe.
don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they all have their duties now. Aelin positions everyone. Basically, everyone gets on the boat except for Adian, who's going to go to the watchtower and man the harpoon. And she's
Mhm.
like, Dorian, you ain't coming either because one of us has to survive. And bitch, it probably ain't going to be me.
I'm surprised that it was Dorian that gave the hard time instead of Adian because I feel like he always wants to be where Aelin
I
is.
know.
But he accepted his watchtower harpoon duty with no issues.
That's actually a good point. But maybe because he knew Lysandra was going to be in the water
Hmm.
and that's his girl.
Yeah.
He
I think he
even is
knew
like,
Lysandra was up to something. I don't know. He didn't know exactly what until he saw, but
yeah,
yeah, I was actually like really surprised when he just accepted the order. Maybe because his dad was going on the boat, he was like, oh, "Okay, I'll go to the watchtower."
yeah, maybe.
And I mean, I feel like maybe he was like, "Oh, this is an important job. I'm in control of the spears," or
Yeah. Like he has the only he's the only one at that post kind of thing.
yeah.
I mean, he does play an important role, but
Yeah, he's definitely important, but I
yeah.
feel like Aiden likes to pull fits all the time, so I just expect it of him. I don't expect him to, like, not question Aelin and just
Yeah.
accept his role.
Interesting. We'll have to look more into that. But yeah, Aylin's like, man up, get ready because we're fucking sailing straight into the enemy and blowing their shit out of the water.
Yep.
And it really just gets crazy from here.
Yes, it's a very exciting section.
Yes. Just what we needed.
Yes. And we get a whole other next week of Empire of
Yes.
Storms.
Woo! So excited.
Empire of Storms chapter 34. Aelin reflects on the reputation she has earned, a liar, thief, and murderer, knowing that by the war's end, she'll be remembered as something far worse or greater. As the Valg threat draws closer, she briefly wonders whether she and her powerful, dangerous allies have taken on more than they can handle. Still, hesitation has no place in her plans. Securing the alliance with the Mycenians is only a part of her strategy. She also intends for today's events to serve as a warning to all other potential allies watching from afar. Aelin wants the world to understand that she is not merely a rebel princess overthrowing kings, but a force of nature commanding legendary immortal warriors. Those who
Mm-hmm.
refuse to join her cause should remember this day and fear what she could do if they ever arrived on her shores. She has not forgotten that many of these realms failed to come to her aid 10 years earlier. As Ralph shouts orders and his men prepared the sea dragon, Aelin sets her plan into motion. She speaks privately with Lysandra, giving her precise instructions for an extremely dangerous task. Lysandra understands immediately, and Aelin sends her off with a quiet wish of good hunting. Aelin then orders the rest of the group to move, and they board the ship heavily armed, while panic spreads through the streets at the sight of so many warriors preparing for battle. Rowan directs the cadre to assist the sailors, and they fall easily back into the disciplined habits of their past. Aware of the overwhelming magic at play, Aelin insists that iron chains be kept close to her. The iron will help anchor her and prevent her magic and Rowan's from spiraling out of control in the chaos to come. Foreshadowing. From her position, Aelin watches as Adian and Dorian reach their assigned watchtowers, readying themselves for what lies ahead. When both are in place, she gives the signal to Lysandra. To the horror of nearly everyone aboard the ship, Lysandra dives into the sea and transforms into a massive sea dragon. Though she will be facing two deadly sea wyverns alone, Aelin and her allies place their complete faith in her. The Mycenaeans had sworn they would only return when the sea dragons did, and Aelin fulfills that demand in the most dramatic way possible by unleashing one directly into their harbor. At his watchtower, Adian sees the sea dragon emerge and finally understands why Aelin had insisted on entering the temple earlier in Ilium so Lysandra could study the creature in detail. Armed with only 3 spears, he knows each must count. Though stunned, Adian recognizes the brilliance and danger of Aelin and Lysandra's schemes and assures the frightened men around them that the sea dragon is there to protect them. Beneath the waves, Lysandra senses the presence of other massive predators moving through the water. Drawing on her careful study of sea dragons, she knows these creatures fight without mercy, rules, or restraint. To survive, she must do the same, remembering past moments when she fought purely on instinct at the Glass Castle and during the attempt to steal Evangeline. Lysandra positions herself in the water and prepares for a brutal, unforgiving battle. As she settles into place, her death vigil begins, fully aware that this fight may cost her everything.
Wild.
I know.
I was close with guessing that she was going to be a wyvern, but
that is true. I was
not close enough.
I kept trying to point you in the direction of remember the book she was reading about sea dragons.
Yeah, no, I don't remember shit. Brain damage.
I know. We talk about getting you a whiteboard to plot the plot out for you in front of you, but
yeah, I need important information right in front of my face, and I
then
have
you'd
to read it
be
every day,
too
or I'll
good
never
because
forget.
you figure out a lot of things, but I
Yeah,
think
that's
if you
true.
had the plot in front of you to remember, you would just be on fire with these predictions.
I know. I feel like so much goes on. I can't even think straight when I'm reading it. I can't think beyond what's happening because it's so crazy what's going on.
I think that's exactly what happened to me the first time reading it, and I also didn't know what foreshadowing was when I read these books. It took many more fantasy books and this one in particular to be finished in my brain to realize what foreshadowing is. So I think reading it back, I'm like, how the hell did I not see any of this the first time around knowing what I know?
Yeah.
Because it's so obvious now.
Even Manon coming back at the end of this chapter, I haven't thought about that bitch in so long because she's just been gone.
It's been a while since
I didn't
she was
even
injured.
think. It didn't even pop in my head, oh, they're going to be on a journey. Maybe they're going to find Manon. I don't know. There's so much else going on. I can't even think.
But you did say that during that chapter when we recorded. You were like, oh, they're all heading in the same direction. Maybe they'll meet up together.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. I remember you saying that.
Wow.
You'll have to go back. You'll have to go back and watch that chapter.
I will. I have to. I need to lock in.
Yeah. So interesting to see coming back to the beginning of this chapter of Lysandra and Aelin's plan coming into place of her becoming the sea dragon. But really what shocked me the most was Rowan takes control of the cadre, who he's not technically a part of anymore, and they listen to his command really without question. He just nods to them and they know exactly what they have to do and go into place without complaint.
Yeah.
I mean, they did say that they would help
Yeah.
while they're waiting for Lorcan to come back, but I thought, I don't know, it was just interesting to see them fall into line so easily.
They did ask Aelin if they revealed their true motives, would she kill them? And she was like, we'll see how you are as allies first. So I feel like they ain't trying to fuck up and get themselves burned from the inside out.
Yeah, they definitely know she's dangerous. And I think after this whole section, people are, especially them, are going to be more afraid of her.
Yeah, for sure. I'm fucking more afraid of her.
I know. I forgot that happened. I was
Even
like, oh,
Lysandra, I'm like, damn, girl.
I know. There's a sound on TikTok people are making of, like, the sound when Lysandra, like, jumps into the water and becomes the sea dragon. It's, like, this epic fantasy music, and I'm like, "Hell
Oh,
yeah."
I need to hear this.
Yes, now that you know, I'll send it to you because when
Okay,
I
yay.
watched the video originally, you didn't
I didn't
know
know,
that she
yeah.
was a sea dragon.
I love that. Empire of Storms, Chapter 35. Aelin and Rowan prepared for battle aboard the Sea Dragon as Rolf steered it out of the bay, leaving the rest of the fleet sheltered since only one ship was needed for Aelin's plan. And if it failed, no number of ships would matter. Aelin ordered Rolf to draw the enemy in close enough to see the whites of their eyes, before turning the ship to avoid the blast. Hidden beneath the waves, Lysandra and the Sea Wyverns remained unseen. On deck, Aelin and Rowan sliced their palms and kissed, appearing to share an intimate moment, but in truth, Rowan was pouring his ancient, brutal power into her. She had been digging into her magic for days, but with Rowan's strength added, she finally touched the ashline bottom of her well. When Rolf shouted the signal, Aelin unleashed her magic. The force of it tore from herself, and Rowan felt her power crack open in a way that terrified him. As he tried to pull her back, Rolf ordered to open fire, and Aelin's power recoiled violently. Her eyes turned pure turquoise. The gold was gone, and Fenris realized it wasn't Aelin at all. Rowan whispered the name Deanna. Speaking through Aelin in a hollow, divine voice, the goddess delivered a cryptic prophecy about the word keys, the lock, and the need for iron and flame to merge into silver. Rowan recognized the cold, burning power in her hands as moonfire. Inside her own mind, Aelin found herself shoved into a locked box, her magic claimed by the goddess who stepped through the word key hanging at her throat. Deanna turned her attention from the Valg fleet towards the defenseless city, and Rowan threw himself in her path, knowing Aelin would never forgive herself if innocence burned. That shock allowed Aelin to remember her name, break free of the cage, seize Deanna by the throat, and rip the goddess out of her body. As Aelin snapped back into herself, her unleashed magic detonated. Fire and ice erupted in a storm that hit the ship, the Valg fleets, and the outer edge of the island in a single devastating blast.
What? Like, where did this plot line even fucking come from with Deanna?
I was like, first of all, who the fuck is Deanna?
The goddess of the hunt.
No, I understand. But at first I'm like, why her?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
why not Mala or...
Well, I think because Aelin is related to her. So Mab fell in love with a human prince, and she founded the kingdom of Wendelin. And as her mate was mortal, Maeve disapproved of their relationship, and she gave up her immortality to live a human lifespan with him. But it says in the Crown of Midnight, Kale states that Mab had been made into a goddess known as Deanna, Lady of the Hunt. He remembers Selena feeling uncomfortable at receiving the golden arrow of Deanna because that's her great grandmother. So that is who Deanna is her great grandmother. So I'm not sure if it's because they're related. That's why she was the one that came through the word key. But it's still.
She came obviously to give the warning about finding the lock.
Mm-hmm.
But we learn later, obviously, that like Elena thinks it's broken. So it's obviously very important that this message gets through to her.
Right.
And she was just like watching at the right time, I guess, and comes through.
Well, I think it says in my last chapter that it almost seems like she was waiting.
Yeah.
And for Aelin to be strong enough and stupid enough to use her magic and the word key at the same time. And that's when she probably, because of the consequences of her using both, Deanna could slip in and
I think it says
this
like
message.
I think Elena says because she used her magic while she was wearing the amulet, or her magic touched the amulet, that it opened a door and she was able to come through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was wild. But also, why did she go after the innocent city?
Yeah, that's what I also don't understand is why did she turn her attention from the Valg ships to an innocent city?
Was she trying to get Aelin to like break free? Like, was she trying to get Aelin to snap out of it? Because she knew Aelin wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And obviously we don't find out. what Deanna's intentions were with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she wouldn't just throw her moonfire at the Valg ships instead of the city.
Exactly. Like, why turn around? I feel like it has to do with she wanted
Aelin to, like, fight back for control of her body and get her out of her.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
Like, maybe once she walked through, she couldn't walk back? I don't know. I
Without
feel
being
like there
forced
was
out.
Yeah.
It's definitely, like, was a
Weird.
crazy part
Yeah.
and gives us a lot to think about, I guess, but
Yeah, for sure.
kind of
And the
crazy.
fact that, like, Rowan and her slice each other's hands and then they're, like, making out, but also he's, like, pouring his power into her. I'm like, "The fuck is going on? Like, what is about to happen?"
Well, yeah, because they're what is it called? Karanam?
Yeah, they're Karnam.
So they amplify each other's power.
She, like, literally filled this well of power. Like, she's been digging for days. It was just nuts.
Nuts. And I think she says in the last chapter I did, she's like, that wasn't even the bottom. Like, I thought I reached the bottom and it wasn't.
Yeah, crazy. When she unleashes this power, the Valg are like, okay, I'm out of here. They, like, start to retreat because they're like, we ain't fucking with that shit.
Yeah.
So I think it did also solidify a place for Rolf in their allyship where people are not going to fuck with him now because they know that Aelin is on his side.
Yeah.
So
He's
it worked
pissed,
out.
but she has to remind him of that.
Yeah, exactly. Lyssandra's in the water somewhere looking for these Mycenians, hiding from these wyvern. We don't see any of them yet, so we have no idea what's going on below the water, but
Well, yeah, I think they were maybe wondering if the Mycenians saw the sea dragon and returned, if other sea dragons would then show up.
yeah.
Hmm.
But nothing happened except for the evil sea wyverns showing up.
Fucking evil sea wyverns.
God fucking damn it. We get into Aelin's POV. We know that she's, like, basically trapped in her own mind. And once Rowan gets in front of Deanna trying to, like, burn down this innocent city with her moonfire, she finally snaps out of it, gets her out of her body, and
explodes the ship.
Explodes the ship, basically, yeah. It hits not only the ship, but the Valg fleets and all the way up to the island.
Nuts.
Crazy. But everybody lives for now.
For the most part, people did die.
Yeah. But our
just
crew,
no one important.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some of Rolf's men die. Obviously, some Valgs die. But our main crew is all safe.
Yes.
Like, call her, like,
the queen who was promised.
Yes, the queen who was promised. And also, what's up with the need for iron and flame to merge into silver? Iron and flame to merge into silver.
Maybe because you know how you were talking about Elena saying the lock is broken?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how you repair the lock.
Oh, and, like, pour her power, her flame into it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't want to, like, say too much because, like, I obviously know what they end up doing with all of this stuff. So
True. You can't give it away.
Yeah. I'm just throwing out some
Yeah, I just thought that was important, and I'll ponder that.
Yes.
The need for iron and flame to merge into silver. Keep that in the back of our minds as we continue.
Yes. Empire Storms, Chapter 36. Aelin begins to drift helplessly beneath the water as chaos erupts above, the sounds of shouting, crashing ships, and battle echoing through the sea. Disoriented and overwhelmed, she hears Deanna's voice in the title, The Queen Who Was Promised, though she doesn't understand or why the goddess has reached her. Aelin suspects she may be in shock, but before she can sink any farther, strong hands seize her and drag her upward. It isn't Rowan who saves her, but Fenris, who pulls her from the depths and rushes her towards the reef where Rowan and Gavriel are waiting. Fenris winnows them through the water until his magic finally fails, forcing Aelin to swim the rest of the way on her own as quickly as she can. Sea wyverns prowl nearby, drawn by blood and movement, ready to tear them apart. Rowan plunges into the water to protect her, swimming alongside Fenris, while Gavriel hauls Aelin onto the reef. Once safe, Aelin assures Rowan that she is herself and not under Deanna's control. Though furious that the goddess dared to use her like a temple priestess, Aelin pushes the confrontation aside for later, vowing that Deanna will pay. The battlefield remains grim. Bodies float in the water, and Aelin fears that her only human ally may be among the dead. Marath's fleet has been nearly destroyed, with only 3 ships still standing, but Lysandra remains in the water fighting 2 sea wyverns, and Aelin cannot decide whether that is a relief or a new terror. From the sea, Lysandra spots Aelin and Fenris reaching the safety of the reef. She immediately rescues Rolf and his first mate, carrying them to safety before returning to save more men. When Lysandra dives back into the fray, she realizes the sea wyverns have begun feeding on the helpless sailors. Using their distraction, she successfully sinks one of Marath's ships. As she moves to attack the second vessel, disaster strikes. The ship wounds her, and a sea wyvern slams into her with brutal force. The wyverns can sense that she is not a true sea creature, and they pursue her relentlessly. Despite her injuries, Lysandra understands she must destroy the wyverns before she can destroy and face the final remaining ships. Drawing on her strength and resolve, she manages to kill both sea wyverns and bring down the second ship in the process. With only one enemy ship left, Lysandra prepares to finish the fight. That is when Aelin's voice carries over the water, screaming her name and wanting her to look behind her. Rising through the waves are 3 massive shapes, charging straight towards Lysandra and signaling that battle is far from over.
Wild.
So crazy. Aelin's in the water. Oh yeah, Lysandra's crazy too. But
yeah.
Aelin's in the water. Fenris saves her, and I think it's so interesting that we get to see some magic that we haven't seen since the ACOTAR series, which is winnowing. Even though Aelin doesn't know what to call that magic, but we know it as winnowing from that series, where he's like disappearing and then coming back up into a different spot. Though this seems to take out a lot of strength of his magic, where in ACOTAR it seems almost seamless to them or easier for them.
He's also carrying someone too.
Through water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess like when Lucian and Feyre were running away, like that did take a lot out of them. Though they were poisoned though from those evil like Hybern twins.
You have a fucking insane memory, dude. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you mean? In ACOWAR, when Feyre is running away from the Spring Court and those evil Hybern twins that they kill, but they poisoned her with the apple, so she's like out of magic. She can't use her magic for a little bit.
I don't remember.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I'm an idiot.
We have to do some ACOTAR trivia so you can remember.
Oh my god, yeah. I need to go watch some of our old episodes. Besides the first book, I can't watch those ones.
Those are so awkward.
They're so bad.
But yes, anyways, so interesting to see winnowing back. Aelin's clearly pissed at Deanna, which we know, but we'll deal with that later. And then we just get to see Lysandra be a complete badass. Wild in the water.
She literally single-handedly takes out all the ships.
And kills the 2 sea wyvern in this one chapter.
Yeah.
Insane. Well, I guess she didn't take down the final ship in this chapter. She's preparing to take down the last one.
Yeah.
But she sees 3 creatures moving through the water.
Indeed, darling. And we find out what they are in chapter 37, which was by far my favorite chapter, I think, of the whole book so far.
Actually. Oh my gosh.
I loved Lysandra as a sea dragon.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yeah, definitely. I love her in any animal form when she's kicking ass.
Yes. I know. The snow leopard is already badass, but like next level, the sea dragon.
For sure.
Empire of Storms, chapter 37. Aelin, Rowan, Fenris, Gabriel, Rolf, and Rolf's men gather along the reefs overlooking the narrow channel, where a warship, a sea dragon, and 3 fully grown sea wyvern waited. The first 2 wyvern Lysandra had killed were not yet mature, and now their enraged parents had come, adult wyvern who would light up the world to avenge their offspring. Aedion was barely holding himself together as a sentry muttered that Lysandra was as good as dead. He saw Dorian signaling frantically for Lysandra to come closer, but she ignored him, swimming straight towards the 3 massive bulls as they sank beneath the waves to meet her. Aedion had never hated Aelin before, but in that moment he hated her for asking Lysandra to face such monsters. The wyvern broke formation, trying to hurt her and corner Lysandra, but she darted across the channel towards the warship, drawing 1 bull with her. Arrows rained down on her scaled body, blood clouding the water as she surged forward. She launched herself onto the ship, smashing through shoulders and snapping both masts with her tail before flipping back into the sea. The pursuing bull leapt after her, but crashed onto the broken mast with a sickening crunch. 1 down, 2 to go.
Here we go.
Lysandra swam back across the channel with the remaining 2 bulls close behind. One dove deep while the other stayed on her tail, driving her towards Dorian's range. When she reached him, Dorian unleashed his power, freezing the wyvern solid from snout to tail. The moment it stopped moving, the catapult behind him fired, sending a massive boulder crashing down and shattering the frozen beast into thousands of pieces. Rolf's men erupted in cheers, but one wyvern remained. Lysandra didn't see it until Gavriel shouted a warning. The last bull barreled after her, hurling chunks of mast and hull through the air, several of which struck her. Aedion screamed for her to swim. He only had one shot. Lysandra surged upwards, leaping from the water, and the wyvern lunged after her. Aedion launched his spear with perfect precision, the blade tearing through the creature's throat. Cheers exploded across the reefs as Lysandra's green serpentine head broke the surface again.
Yay.
3 down.
Woo!
3 strikes, you're out.
Mm-hmm.
She dragged herself onto the beach, bleeding heavily. Aedion sprinted to her side, shouting at her to open her eyes. She snarled weakly but cracked one open. To keep her conscious, Aedion lied that the sentries were now in love with her and that one wanted to marry her. He claimed he told the man he didn't stand a chance because he planned to marry her someday. Princess Lysandra Ashriver has a nice ring to it.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. Lysandra huffed in amusement just as Aelin and Rowan arrived to heal her, though she had lost a frightening amount of blood. Aedion demanded to know what had happened, and Aelin admitted she had lost control. He realized she had used the word key and that it had nearly killed them all. Rowan warned him to hold his tongue before Gabriel and Fenris overheard. Aedion stayed with Lysandra while Aelin went to deal with Rolf, apologizing once more before leaving. As night fell, the lion, or Gabriel, lingered unseen while the wolf, Aedion, kept watching over the dragon shifter. The wolf waited until Lysandra shrank back into her human form so that he could carry her home. Hidden in the shadows, the lion held back the words he longed to say to his son. He knew the tale of the wolf slaying a sea wyvern with a single shot would be a legend for centuries. He wondered whether he would be mentioned in these stories or whether Aedion would ever acknowledge the father who had sired him.
Oh, that's really sad.
I know. I'm starting to feel for Gavriel a little bit.
Yes.
But there's still some truth, I think, in what Aedion says. So
yeah.
I just think
Aedion is probably the most obnoxious character in the series.
Yeah.
Like, he bothers me more than Kale with his whining.
Yeah.
And why is this always Aelin's fault? Like, they're in a middle of a war. Of course, tasks are going to be assigned and people are going to die.
I know.
And you can't sit there and put all the blame on Aelin for everything that goes wrong.
I know.
Everyone is there of their own free will. She's not forcing anybody, besides Rolf, I guess, forcing his hand to ally with her.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about Rolf, really?
Right. So Aedion needs to just shut his stupid mouth.
Yeah.
I was so pissed.
I know. He does really always blame Aelin. And I think, obviously, it wasn't just that Lysandra was now in very crazy danger, but also, you know, the whole shit with the word key. And that all went off. So I just feel like he's just like an emotional ball of stress now.
He's done it before with like trying to pressure her into figuring out the war and pressuring her to tell him her plans. It's like, well, why would she trust you when all you do is complain and question her?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. He always wants to be filled in and
you're not in charge, Aedion. Get in line or get out.
Yeah, you're like not even second in line, bro.
Nope.
You're after Rowan at least.
Yeah.
But enough about Aedion, although he's a little bit romantic at the end of this chapter.
I don't know. That was kind of nauseating as well.
Really? I thought it was cute.
I think I just don't like him, so.
Yeah, you definitely don't like him because I thought that was really cute. You even said, "Oh," when I read my summary, but it was about his dad, not Lysandra. I just thought it was cute. He's like, I have to keep her awake and like she'll be paying attention if I say I'm going to marry her.
Ew, who are you?
But he's like confessing his feelings. I feel like he really means it.
I'm sure he does.
And she's just like huffs in amusement.
I would
think it's sad.
throat punch him.
I can't. I thought it was cute anyways. I think
Okay.
Lysandra is starting to get a little soft spot for him too.
Yeah.
But before she gets that soft spot, she takes on these fucking 3 adult wyvern who are literally on fire and pissed about their offspring being killed by Lysandra. So obviously they think she has to pay.
Yes.
And they try to break out of formation and corner her, but she's like, fuck you, I'm going right to the ship. I already have a plan. One of them follows her and ends up crunched on the broken masts on the ship, and the ship sinks. So she killed literally 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yep.
Then she hears Dorian after he's screaming for her to like get in range so he can use his magic, which she does. Freezes the second one and blows it to bits with a boulder.
Mm-hmm.
Second one's gone. Third one, her mans gets him for her. She swims as fast as she can towards Adian and leaps into the air. And as soon as Adian has a shot, he takes it and slices his spear right through the throat of the sea wyvern, the last
Which
one.
I will give him is impressive.
Yeah. For sure. Even his father's like, oh, there's going to be legends about this. For centuries to come, the wolf who slayed the sea wyvern with 1 single shot.
Yep.
We end this chapter on a kind of a shitty note. I mean, Lysandra is bloody and disgusting and barely alive, where Adian has to even entertain her at all is sad. But, you know, once Rowan and Aelin get there, they can do a little bit of healing on her. She obviously has to wait it out until she can shift again because she's just used so much of her power. Probably the most she's ever used because she's the biggest creature she's ever been and done the most like physical battle, I guess.
She did the most out of all of them.
Yeah. And the most she's ever done. I mean, she's definitely taken on the Valgarmy as a snow leopard, but I feel like taking on giant creatures that are bigger than you, I think. She's only
and
like
sinking 3 ships.
Yeah. Yeah. Single-handedly. Well, not single-handedly because Dorian and Adian did help, but sinking the ships, yes.
But she did the most work.
Yeah, she definitely did the most work. For sure. She did way more than Aelin.
Well, yeah, Aelin caused a lot of havoc. But I mean, I guess Aelin did take out a majority of their fleet besides these 3 ships. So
yeah, with her like crazy blast.
Yeah.
So yeah, she did do a lot too.
Yeah, she's probably just needs to rest.
Yeah, literally. We end this chapter with the lion, little Gafriel, watching his son be in love with this shifter and wondering if he'll ever acknowledge him.
That's really sad. He didn't know he had a son.
Be with Maeve.
Yeah, but he didn't know he existed.
I know.
Though he obviously thought one could exist when he saw Aelin.
Yeah.
But he never knew for sure because it's not like the mom reached out and was like, I had your baby, but you need to stay away because of Maeve.
Yeah.
But he would have known if he wasn't blood oath to Maeve. Yeah.
It is sad for sure.
Yeah.
I see it more from Adian's perspective, but also he didn't know. What could he have done?
Yeah. That's maybe probably why Adian's a little bitch boy.
Or was he already blood oath to her?
I think he was already blood oath to Maeve.
Oh.
Yeah.
So his mom was like, fuck that. You ain't gonna get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not really his fault.
No. My last chapter, chapter 38 from Empire Storms. The meeting with Rolf is brief but tense, leaving Aelin desperate to escape the city before her anger and turmoil overwhelm her again. Deanna's words echo in her mind. Every key has a lock, along with a reminder of Brandon's command and the chilling title Deanna used for her, the Queen Who Was Promised. Rolf is furious and demands to know what truly happened during the battle. He does not believe Aelin's claim that her magic merely slipped, pointing out that she nearly destroyed his city. To him, it looked like a child recklessly wielding power far beyond her control. Aelin refuses to be intimidated. She counters that what Rolf truly witnessed was the pirate lord of Skulls Bay, newly revealed as the lost Mycenaean heir, forging an alliance with a queen so powerful that anyone who dared to move against him would also have to face her.
Mm-hmm.
That alliance, she makes clear, renders him nearly untouchable. Still, Aelin takes responsibility for the lives lost in the battle and vows to compensate the families of the fallen. Rolf then reveals the true price of the map he gave her. He tells Aelin of his past as a sailor working under another captain, sending his earnings home to support his mother and sister. During a storm, the captain failed to find a safe harbor and most of the crew drowned. Rolf survived and washed up on the island where a mysterious man asked him what he desired. Rolf answered honestly he wanted to be a captain, the pirate lord of Skulls Bay, and he would pay any price. When Rolf finally returned home with the map on his hands, he discovered that his mother and sister had died, searching the sea for him, never returning. That was the cost of his bargain. Rolf ends his story by asking Aelin what the price of her power will be. Later, Rowan presses Aelin about the key, whether she used it willingly. Aelin admits she doesn't fully understand what happened. One moment, everything was under control. The next, Deanna had taken over. The goddess stole her body and power, leaving Aelin conscious but trapped, like a spider waiting in the web for decades. Deanna had always known that one day Aelin would be strong enough and foolish enough to use both her magic and the key at once. Aelin realized she might as well have rung a dinner bell for the goddess. Having now been warned twice to find the lock that corresponds to the key, she knows this must become an urgent priority. Rowan assures her that they will face it together and figure it out as one. He tells Aelin that he loves her, and she returns the words, pledging herself to him to whatever end. Despite her lingering fear that Rowan may not be able to give more than he already has, their bond deepens. As desire overtakes them, Rowan promises that his love for her has no limits, no boundaries, or time or sacrifice. Even when the world itself fades into dust, he will love her. The moment culminates in long-awaited intimacy, a rare moment of passion and connection, and the looming war and dangerous fate that still hang over them both. Basically, he eats her out and then they fuck.
Basically, multiple times.
But I love the exact quote, which I don't have in front of me because it changed it, but his declaration of love to her, he's like, even when this world fades to dust, I will love you. I was like, oh my God.
I know. He loves her so much. I wish we saw more of their relationship because obviously it's like not even a romantasy at this point. It's just like full on fantasy.
Yeah. This is like, I'll take this little section because I love a romantasy more than a fantasy. And just him being like, I never even knew like love and this basically their connection when having sex could feel like this.
Yeah.
Like he's just very, I feel like, confused because he's like, wait, I had a mate, but I feel like he feels like Aelin may be his mate.
Yeah.
And I think she knows that, but they're just very confused on how that can even be possible.
Yeah, because he already had a mate, unless she wasn't his mate.
Right.
I'm sure you can love someone enough that you think they're your mate.
Yeah. I think that I think they're just saying, like, yeah, their connection is so unbreakable that he has everything to give her and he loves her so much and she loves him so much to whatever end.
Yeah.
Which is just so beautiful. And it made my little romantic heart so, so happy.
Yeah. It was a cute moment for them.
But did you get on
slutty one?
But before we got to the declaration of love, did you get full on chills reading what will the price of your power be, Aelin Galathinius?
Yes. From Rolf, even that story was like really sad.
So sad.
He lost his mom and his sister all because this random mystery man asks him what he wants out of this life and grants his wishes. But he's a dummy that said, I'll pay any price.
Yeah, because he was thinking, like, I don't have any riches. I don't have anything, not thinking that his family
would be
is something that he had and was taken away from him.
Prized possession.
Yeah.
To give him literally the freaking land or whatever, the title that he wanted.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Crazy.
But I think that is a good point, is like, what will be the cost of your power? Because there will be prices that she needs to pay.
There will be death upon us.
There will be death.
I'm not going to lie. I did think Lysandra was a goner.
Yeah, I think the first time I read this, I thought Lysandra was a goner. And I was like, what an epic way to go out.
Yeah.
But obviously,
also,
I'm so happy she survived.
Oh, obviously, yeah, me too. But then I was thinking, I hope this isn't foreshadowing for her actually dying in the future. That's where my brain instantly went because I am scarred for life about Liam. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
I hope not, because I want her to live so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was a very insane move on her part. And she did it, which gives me confidence that she can do anything. So
yeah.
I'm going to stay positive for as long as possible.
Yeah.
With the deaths that I know are on their way. Last chapter of the episode, Empire of Storms, chapter 39. Rowan and Aelin returned from the beach still wrapped in the intensity of their day, physically and emotionally. They sought comfort in each other again and again and again, unable to get enough after the chaos and terror of the sea battle. When they walked back to the house, Adian immediately caught the scent of sex on them, and Lysandra teasingly asked Aelin if she enjoyed the ride. Aelin shot back, wasn't that all females were good for? Earning raised brows from Rowan, who fully intended to take her again the moment they found a bed.
Oh, shoot.
He's like, she ain't getting no rest tonight. Aelin then dropped the amulet of Orinth onto the table and told Dorian she had realized back in Wendelin that it was a third word key. She pulled out the Eye of Elena next and announced it was time for Dorian to meet his ancestor. Dorian listened as Aelin explained everything, the truth about the word key, what had happened with Deanna earlier that day, how she had tricked Lorcan, and the existence of the lock hidden in the stone marshes. Aelin drew a word mark in blood on the floor, summoning Elena. When the ghostly queen appeared, Aelin immediately demanded answers. Why had Deanna manifested today, and what did she mean by calling Aelin the queen who was promised? Aelin tried to speak to Dorian, but Aelin snapped at her, insisting she answer her questions. Aelin explained that Deanna was a god, one who did not follow mortal rules or morals. When Aelin's magic brushed the key, it opened a door, and Deanna happened to be watching. She would not forget that insult of being shoved out, Elena warned. Aelin only scoffed that Deanna could get in line with the rest of the assholes that she has rubbed the wrong way.
Yes.
Aelin then accused Elena and Gavin of lying about killing Erewhon. Elena insisted that Aelin had been meant to retrieve the word keys long before Erewhon grew this powerful, but at the time, sealing him away had been the only choice. Elena had believed the lock was broken, but now that both Deanna and Brennan had told Aelin to find it, she was certain it still mattered. She revealed the terrible truth. Her father had forged the lock at the cost of her mother's mortal body and life. Elena had never understood the purpose until it was too late. She had stolen it to seal Erewhon in his tomb, but if the gods were directing Aelin towards it now, it meant the lock was vital. Aelin protested. They had a war to fight, allies to gather, a continent to save. But Elena insisted her mother had died to create that lock. Aelin must go to the stone marshes and retrieve it. Then came the final revelation. Mala, Firebringer, was Elena's mother, and Mala's divine fire ran in Aelin's veins. At last, Aelin agreed. They would set sail for the stone marshes in the morning. Half of Rolf's fleet would go with her, while the rest would guard the islands or accompany Rolf in searching for the Mycenaeans. After they would all sail north to Terrasin. Rolf managed to obtain vague coordinates of the lock, though its location was clearly warded, which they took as a warning, but making it impossible to pinpoint exactly. Still, they set their course. While at sea, a wyvern suddenly approached. The crew rushed to ready their weapons, but Dorian told them not to shoot, and Aelin echoed that command, ordering them to hold their fire. The wyvern swooped low, blue blood splattered across its hide, and dropped a barely conscious witch into the water. Little old Manon. You know what? I just am realizing too. When they describe Elena, it literally mentions her white ass hair like Manon. And I should have fucking seen it coming.
What?
Because Manon was mentioned. And now she's here.
Yes, she's here.
She's fucking here. She finally found them. Wow.
Well, Abraxos found them.
Yeah. I'm really missing the foreshadowing here. I need to be better when I read this and not so starstruck.
So funny.
Wild. I did not expect her to just basically throw the Eye of Elena at Dorian and be like, time to meet your ancestor, buddy. Let's pull this bitch up. And she just fucking creates this word mark where she can make Elena appear.
But also crazy, she just like finally info dumped on Dorian. He's probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't even know
The
what
man
he's
was
thinking.
too shocked to speak.
Literally, he barely said anything. Even Elena was like, what's up, Dorian? You gonna stand up? And Aelin's like, hello, over here. Focus, bitch. She's like, what do you think you're doing? You only have all this time. Oh, you're so far from Rifthold. You can't say much. Well, you better fucking speak, bitch. She's pissed.
If Aelin was expected to find these word keys far before Erewhon gained this power, which I guess is true because when they originally locked him in, they probably didn't realize that fucking Dorian's dad and Parrington were gonna go and fucking release him from
the tomb.
locked tomb.
Yeah, which they used word keys to open?
They used...
How did they get him out?
Well, yeah, because Dorian's dad found one of the word keys.
So one word key could open the lock.
Right, because... Or no, they had two, right? Because Erewhon has one, Dorian's dad had one, and...
Arabin had one.
No, we don't... Do we know where the third word key is? We're assuming that Erewhon has it.
Erewhon has it, yeah.
So I think they opened it with two word keys, I'm guessing, because the other one that he had, he implanted into Kaltane, and then now that one's with Elide.
Yeah. We haven't heard from them either.
Yeah, and then
Elide and Lorcan.
Obviously the Amulet of Orinth had the third word key in it.
Lorcan's mentioned in this chapter too, so I feel like he's kind of come in the next section. We're going to get a chapter of him and Elide.
Yeah. So basically, like, Elena's like, you should have had these word keys far before he gained all this power. But also, like, when we first met Elena, like, I feel like this should have been more of a conversation than
she hasn't said shit.
Danger lurks in the castle and you need to figure out what the danger is. It's like, what? This is way more than just danger lurks in the castle.
Yeah, and she's never been the explainer. She's never said anything. She barely ever talks. And then she's like, bitch, you didn't do this? And Aelin's like, honey, you didn't give me no clear directions. Like, you think I can just freaking go through this corn maze and know exactly where you want me to go?
Yeah, Elena's a stupid bitch.
Yeah, wild.
And she's still stupid.
She's still stupid.
Barely giving us anything.
She also maybe didn't even consider the lock because she thought it was broken. So now that like Brandon's getting involved, Deanna's getting involved, and everybody's fucking...
Do these ghosts not talk to each other?
I know, right? Like, what are you, gods just like have your own little worlds that you live in?
She obviously knows that Deanna saw what happened today. She knows that her dad told Aelin about the lock. So why can't they just talk to each other?
Yeah, that's a good point. She doesn't really answer her, though, when she says, like, what does she mean by calling her the queen who was promised?
Right.
Do you think Aelin was promised to the gods? And she's going to be a god after this?
I'm not answering any questions about the queen who was
promised. That's
what
just comes in my brain, because I'm like, all these people are gods.
Is Brandon a god?
Well, she calls him a god. She says when the gods...
Well, Deanna is a god.
Oh, yeah, Deanna's a god. Or a goddess. Goddess. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like for some reason, I feel like that she's promised to the gods for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because if they give her this strength and this power, I don't know.
Right, because Mala, her mom,
is also a goddess.
Yeah, gave her life to make this lock.
Yeah.
Crazy. And now Mala Firebringer
runs
through
survive
Aelin's
this
veins.
Series. No, she's gonna die and then become a god. That's just where my head is now.
I honestly cannot answer any questions that you have.
Okay. Well, that's my prediction for this episode. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't tell you anything.
I cannot deny or confirm.
I cannot confirm or deny anything you're saying.
Well, I guess we'll leave it at that for now. We are finally agreeing to going to find this fucking lock. Aylin's like, we got a war to fight. We got allies to gather. We need to save this continent. But Elena's like, bitch, my motherfucking died. And you know who that is? Malafire Bringer.
And that's in your veins, bitch.
And it's in your veins. And you are going to go and get that fucking lock out of the stone marshes. And she's like, okay, fine. Ralph kind of gets a clue of where it is, at least, which is good. We know it's probably warded, obviously, which is actually interesting because Elena says nobody gave a fuck about it. Everybody thought it was broken. Nobody went to retrieve it once the city sank.
So who's warding it?
Yeah. That's where my brain went too, Megan. Why is it warded? Obviously, they're taking this out as a warning, which they should. I think this is major foreshadowing that something bad's going to happen when they get there.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's like a trick by Erewhon or Maeve. I don't know. It's not going to be good.
It definitely is a crazy ending.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. We end this section. We get a little witchling dropped in the water for our little crew to save. Dorian's like, don't shoot.
Abraxa's like, I'm going to need you to save her. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to land on the boat, but I am going to drop this bitch in the water and you're going to come get her and save her. Which I'm sure they'll do. I'm sure Dorian's going to be the first one in the water to pull her out.
Dorian's not going to let anything happen to his little witchling.
Yeah. That reminds him of his ancestor or makes him think of Manon when he met the ancestor.
Wow. He misses her. He misses his girl.
Is Manon part of their fucking lineage too? Are they cousins somehow?
I don't think so. Too many cousins are already banging.
I'm already over the cousin banging. I can't. But that's all we have for you today. Please let us know what you think by leaving us a review and comments on any of the platforms you are listening/watching on or on our social media pages. This helps tremendously to get the word out and lead more listeners to find our show and tune in. And come join our book club Discord. You can find the link in our bios on Insta and TikTok. And next we are reading The Hunted Heir and the Rivaled Crown, 2 books by Holly Renee. We love chatting with you guys, so don't be shy.
Don't forget to email, follow, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and tell all your friends about us. And we hope the rest of your day is blissful. Bye!
Thank you so much for listening. Join us next time for Part 8 of the Tandem Read by Sarah J. Maas, featuring Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. Happy reading!